Hello, movie fans. Today, I will explain a 2023 comedy mystery film called They Cloned Tyrone. Let's jump to the explanation. We first meet a drug dealer in the city of Glen named Phone 10 at the start of the narrative. One day, during a dispute with another drug dealer, he accidentally fractures her leg with his car. Later that day, when he returns home in the evening, he discovers that his younger brother's photo is no longer on the refrigerator since he has passed away. Fountain's mother, who also resides in this home, never leaves her room. When Phone 10's pal arrives at his home at that same moment, he informs him that Slip Charles has not supplied the whole amount this time. When Phone 1 hears this, he goes to his residence to fetch 10 pesos. Slip claims that business is moving slowly this time. Right now, I don't have any money. Look, uncle, I'll accept the money or prepare to die, says Phone 10. He now hands her the cash. Following that, the phone begins to disconnect for 10 paise. In an instant, the individual with whom he had a battle over Phone 10 tackles him with his group and flees by firing Phone 10. Unexpectedly, however, he was excellent the morning after Phone 10's sleep unfolded on his bed. However, he is unable to recall any of what transpired. He resumes his regular daily routine before seeing Singh to receive the money back. However, the slide parrots took off when they saw the Phone 10 was still alive. According to him, this Phone 10 ghost has come to him to demand payment. They ring number 10 and seek advice. Mexico, the fountain asks what foolishness you're doing and how you're still alive after the residents of this one shot you in front of my eyes. I don't recall anything after the two met Yo, who witnessed the Isaac members firing over the phone. When she responds, I know those drivers, the three proceed to the man's home. Phone 10 then notices the same black automobile parked in front of the home earlier that morning, where a person had been abducted and taken away. The home was vacant when these people arrived. On the other hand, the coffee was still hot. Then, after searching the house's corner with Phone 10, they discover an elevator leading to the basement. These three are now seated in the elevator and travel down to the basement, where a lab was constructed beneath. Working in the lab, Phone 10 asks the scientist, "What's going on here?" While pointing a pistol at him, I admit that I am a small Savarkar, but we spread everywhere, and only then does the lab slide acquire powder of a white hue. He throws it away, believing it to be cocaine, and packs the remaining powder inside a package. However, this powder contains some chemicals, which in and of itself makes the Slip chuckle. Yo's hold on the flask cracks, and Silic is falsely shot, killing the chief scientist. As soon as he approaches a dead body, everyone's senses are assaulted, so keep an eye on Phone 10. Considering that this physique belonged to a person who resembled a Phone 10. His body bore the signs of bullets. You must listen to Phone 10 after viewing this. These individuals have just emerged from the lab. She claims that, at this point, they could be aware of us. We should conceal because of this. However, Phone 10 was becoming increasingly anxious to discover the truth at any cost. The next morning, I entered the same house with some pals. However, overnight, the elevator and Lev vanished from this location. Upon witnessing this, Phone 10 loses his mind and tells the entire tale to his pals in the restaurant. However, everyone in the restaurant seated there immediately bursts into loud laughter, as if they had all smelled laughing gas. Slip continues by saying that he continued to giggle in a way even after consuming the white substance he had discovered in the lab. Maybe the same substance was applied to the chicken by these guys. Yo-Yo asks the restaurant manager, who resembled the lab test identically, for the answer. Then she notices that CCTVs have been put around the city and are all being watched. They were all ignorant of this. Yo now suggests to her companions that it's possible that these folks are testing us in some way and that each product may contain a white material. Then, with a couple of packs of 100, they notice the sister of another drug dealer who had arrived to distribute. Searching for them, Silp discovers an automobile of some sort. They entered the church with a box, he said, and these individuals. Now that they are being pursued, these folks also locate the location of the key card. Now, as the phone tower strikes him, an elevator emerges out of nowhere, and once more, these individuals board it to travel to the lab's underground location. However, this facility was very different from the previous lab, and several scientists were working there. 3 were abducted. These individuals then took their suits and entered the lab, donning them. When they arrive, they learn that Glenn's whole city is a lab facility where these scientists are abducting residents and using them as subjects for various studies. Even though they are under the supervision of a white scientist, these scientists have created clones of several city dwellers. Then, these individuals begin to open the box in the lab and notice that there is also a closing of phone tone and slip. After observing which phone tone comes next once more, he shoots it on Lone. Yo-Yo, however, prevents him from doing so and informs them that only a select group of city residents have been cloned and that these individuals are not regular citizens. We must thus make extensive plans to expose them. Now, these individuals ascend with an elevator that opens inside a neighborhood bar. However, when the residents of the La facilities learn about them, they urge the club's DJ to put a stop to them. Then a DJ spins a unique caca song, hypnotizing everyone in the club, including Phone 10 and Slip, but the music does not affect them, so she drags them out. There were now mesmerized individuals in the club. Everybody adheres to these 3. An American scientist called Nixon and Chester, another Phone 10 clone, emerged from a car that had just stopped before them. It is believed that researchers like myself are collaborating on underprivileged black communities so that no one would be aware of our covert work, and we will re-establish peace in America by creating human clones. However, as the Phone 10 raises a pistol to his head, Nixon hypnotizes the entire audience by using some trigger birds before he can fire. They are now under the direction of these individuals, who will act according to their commands but are unaffected by their words. Because of this, Nixon orders the Phone 10 and holds Yo-Yo at gunpoint while threatening to murder everyone if the investigation doesn't cease. After speaking, he walks away, at which point everyone in the back returns to everyday life and goes home. Fontaine awoke the following morning feeling exceptionally down and disturbed. That's why he rushes to his mother's room, but as soon as he busts open the door and steps inside, he notices that a tape recorder has been set up on the table where there was a sound in the morning. This makes Phone 10 realize that everything in the room is a hoax, and he becomes furious and smashes everything. On the other hand, Yo-Yo writes the US government a letter to alert them of the entire operation. However, before it can be delivered, the letter is taken by Nixon, who then begins cloning it as well. Phone-Tunnel meets the drug dealer to provide the letter and informs him that the scientists below our city are catching these people of ours and cloning them in addition to having kidnapped them. At the same time, when the Phone Tone and Slip learn about it, these people prepare a plan to rescue him. I need your assistance to defend our city, but he shoots and kills Phone 10 and dumps him in the middle of the road instead of offering service. Then, some Nixon employees arrive and load the Phone 10 into their vehicles before driving it to the lab. When he wakes up in the morning, he is back at his house and resumes carrying out his daily routine as usual after the scientists in the lab pull out a new clone of 10 and transfer all its memories to this new clone. However, his friend Chilich kidnaps him and holds him hostage for this Phone 10. I was still alive in the Phone 10 within the same phone that was shot. The scientist is now taken to the control room via Phone 10, where all of the city's elevators are unlocked and taken at gunpoint inside the lab. Silic and Isaac then enter the lab with many followers and begin vandalizing it. Following that, the whole lab rushes to safety. Yo, and the others brought in for experiments are also set free by these folks. After beating Phone 10 to unconsciousness and dragging him away, he faces his highly developed clone, Chester. He appears as Lee and Slip are liberating people and claims that you won't be able to stop us since we are dispersed throughout several major cities, including Chicago and Los Angeles. He will murder Yo-Yo when a man appears behind and cracks his skull open. When Phone 10 regains consciousness, he notices that there are many clones in front of him, that a bat is seated in front of Success, and that it resembles Phone 10. I claim to be the original Phone 10, all of you are my clones. Why are you doing this? Queries Phone 10. My younger brother was murdered by an American police officer only because he was black and appeared different from them, I tell you. Because of this, I began creating black clones and genes to end racial prejudice. And as a result, the following generation will be born into a more peaceful society that will avoid riots brought on by racial discrimination in America. In truth, the fact that they were cloned and transformed from black to white caused the lab scientist and the restaurant manager to resemble one another. According to my scientist, this experiment will soon begin across the nation. You cannot do that, according to Phone 10. You have no authority to change the natural laws. The scientist from Buddha then asks Jester to murder his clone. However, Chester is hypnotized by Phone 10 when it calls him Olympia Black. In actuality, they were the very same remarks that brought everyone back together. The elderly scientist gets shot and killed because Chester is mesmerized for the same reason. As a result, everyone in the lab was kept there to do X. All of them were uninvolved, and when they moved out of the path of the church, the entire city gathered to assist them by providing food and clothing. The dark reality of this covert operation is revealed when this news is broadcast in the media to the entire nation. Yo-Yo and Fontaine Chilich then gain public admiration as heroes. Suddenly, another Los Angeles-based Phone 10 copy is revealed. His name is Tyrone, and he was startled to see himself on Nice TV. Since then, he has begun to wonder a lot, and the movie finishes with this tension. If you like this, please subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.